Well, a very good afternoon, everybody out there in listening land. This is Patricia and David, Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, on a rather unpleasant day here in the Auckland area. It is actually very unpleasant. It's currently about 17 degrees outside and dropping rather fast, 997.5 on the bar and dropping fast, and 10 to 20 knots of northwest wind. So not very pleasant day, but it was a very, very good day for going to the movies, which we have not done in over 3 years. We can't even remember what movie we saw last. But we donned our masks and squirted the nasal protective spray up our nose and went and joined the other oldies just after lunch to see the most magnificent film you could believe. It was Top Gun Maverick, and it was superb. The flying scenes, the US Navy really did themselves proud. There was some stunning aerial displays. And it was a good story and just a very, very enjoyable day at the movies. So that's what you should do on a really wet, snotty day. So we've had quite a good day and did dodging rain showers to get to the boat to and fro this morning. So believe it or not, there's a lot of activity, which I will get to after we talk to Water Music, who is nearing the end of their saga. Water Music, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, this is Water Music, over.
Very good evening, Stephen. Go ahead.
We are position 2259 south, 16711 east, over.
Okay, we have Water Music at 2259 south and 16711 east. Go ahead.
We have just made or sighted our first land at the Ile des Pines off the southern end of New Caledonia. The barometer reading is 1018 and steady. We've had 15 to 20 knots from the south-southwest. Oh, that's what we have now, but we've been battling headwinds since we spoke last night. We're currently doing 4 knots, partly because we are ahead of schedule. We're going to go through the pass in the dawn tomorrow morning, and we are motoring at 250 magnetic to get round the south end of the bottom reef off New Caledonia. Over.
Okay, so not too bad a plan, is it? So they have sighted land hoy. The barometer is 1018, certainly a lot higher than ours at the moment. 15 to 20 from the south-southwest. They've had a bit of battle with headwinds overnight, but still on plan for a dawn arrival, motoring at the moment, and on a course, well, they're getting around and then they'll go up 4 knots motoring. So is all well on board, and I guess you're smelling the barn and feeling good. Over?
All is well on the boat. It's a bit damp and soggy still, because we checked a few seas, but we've caught another tuna, so all is well.
Another tuna. Oh, well, you'll be certainly arriving with a well-stocked fridge there. Yeah, they don't seem to take too much there now. In fact, I don't think they take anything, do they? Oh, sometimes a bit of fruit. But who knows? It seems to be a little bit erratic. Okay, well, I think that's all going well. I'll pass the microphone, but all seems good. Actually, I don't like that trip between there and the entrance. It's quite snotty seas, really, but you're going the good direction because you'll be in. I always hate it when you leave near and have to face that and then know that you've got a passage ahead. But here's David. Hang on, he says. Yeah, I wonder if this Top Gun movie that we saw, I mean, it was really fun, but I wonder what it would be like in Lumiere with the French expressions. Here's David.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyhow, your adverse winds that you've been experiencing are going to go away. Looking at the French charts, and it would appear that by dawn you'll find that the winds are going to come around to the southeast and fairly light 10 knots, 10 to 15 maybe, as you get close to the reef area. So it really sounds like a perfect arrival plan. Dawn right there outside the reef. You'll see everything in all its glory. It'd be a shame to miss it at night, quite frankly, because it is quite pretty right there. Well done. And we'll hopefully, well, you probably won't talk to us tomorrow. Maybe you will, but you'll probably be too busy drinking at the local bar there at the marina. Speaking of that, are you going into the marina itself, or are you going to be anchored in Bay de Ophelia? I never can pronounce that. Over.
David, we're planning to go into Port Moselle Marina, over.
Yeah, Port Moselle, great. So you're within about 100 steps of a local bar, and sounds good. Over.
We're looking forward to it. We're getting the beers cold and lined up for us already.
Yep, all right. Well, yep, well done, you guys. And yes, enjoy your arrival tomorrow. So that doesn't sound too bad at all. So, yes, they do have food at the bar too, there at Port Moselle. So, yep, we'll be in touch. And, yeah, have a very good last night at sea. So we'll probably clear with you, unless there's anything else, Stephen, over?
No, that's clear enough. So water music standing by, just to say thank you again for your help.
Yeah, no problem. It's been an interesting battle to get you there. So you did very well with those conditions. And I tell you what, the ones leaving today and tomorrow, we must have been listening to you and thought, well, if water music can do it against those headwinds, we can too, because there's a lot of people leaving today and tomorrow. So, and the outlook is not much different and very iffy, but if you could do it, they must have decided they can too. Anyway, moon dust is actually up there in the top of Australia, in between Australia and Papua New Guinea. Thank you, David. They, of course, as you know, are heading back to South Africa, but will be checking in at Somlaki. I don't know how to pronounce that, but East Indonesia. It's a very good port for anyone who needs to check into Indonesia. And don't go to the mainland part. Go to this very interesting and popular port for cruises called Somlaki. And they currently have wind, so they're going along quite well. They are at 1039 south and 14734 east, steering on a course of 297. They've got about 22 knots of southeast wind, so doing 4.5 knots. So David's just going to have a look at that. But according to the GFS, they've got wind for a few days, but unfortunately, we perhaps better not tell them that there is a bit of snotty weather coming up to the slot there. Do you want to tell them about that? Yes, he will. Here he is.
It'll probably be gone by the time you get there, but right now there is a trough that runs about where you are. I imagine you're probably getting a fair amount of cloud and nighttime squalls, which is typical up in that part of the world, or the tropics in any case. And that trough is running right through the Torres Strait. And yeah, I would say there's thunderstorms in that. And so plenty of squalls, gusty winds and that sort of thing. But it's moving fairly rapidly. It's going, though, east to west, basically, kind of getting squashed in that zone, if you will. But you're quite a ways to the east of that, so by the time you get to the narrow part, I'm sure things will be different. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, and yes, let us know on the email if you want us to make contact, because we can go to another frequency. Well, there have been, believe it or not, despite the rain showers, and there have been a lot of them, quite cold rain today. We have boats that have left Marsden Cove in particular, and Gracias, Dave, Lorna and Mike are on their way, along with Adamite. Looks like they've just been passed by Adamite. Oh no, not quite. Gracias is on their way with Adamite and a boat from Norway, I think it is, Mazuma. So they have left today, and there's 4 more leaving tomorrow for Fiji from the Whangarei Marsden area. And Lady Nada contacted us, and they and 4 others are leaving from Auckland tomorrow on a Friday. I think if I was given the choice, I'd probably do it on Thursday.
They must be young.
They must be young, says David.
They don't believe in those old
We tried leaving on a Friday once, and I'll tell you what, it didn't turn out to be a good idea. But we will save that one for another time.
A lot of wind tomorrow.
A lot of wind tomorrow, and the boats that left yesterday are certainly getting a lot of wind too. I don't think any of them are listening to Gulf Harbour Radio, but there are boats ahead of them. Moon Shadow Star from the US, and who else was there? There's Inverurie from New Zealand, and also what's Inverurie actually doing? And Tiago from the Netherlands. But anyway, they've left, so they're on their way. I think people must have seen the long range forecast that David will talk about shortly. But let's just see if there's anybody that wants to make contact. Please call now. Well, somebody said hello, I think, but you'll need to tell us more than that. Who's out there?
This is Somerset, over.
Oh, it's Somerset. Good evening, Paul. Your conditions are a lot better than ours. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're doing quite well. Still looking for a weather window to leave to Loma Loma. We might move to a different day tomorrow. We went diving today, and we think we saw a dogfish tune off, so sadly we can get quite fast over.
Oh, that was an interesting sight. Yes, you should take notice of those. Hang on a minute, David wants to...
No,
they saw a dogfish. What I could get to you while he's looking at the longer range to see whether you will ever get to Loma. Now, Paul, could you put out a call for any vessel wanting to say hello and give a report? I said to Gracias that somebody might give a call. Could you, on our behalf, give a call and see if you can pick them up? The boat name is Gracias. Over.
Roger that. Gracias. Please go ahead. Over. Gracias. You're quite fading away a few times. Can you just repeat your location? Over.
Notes. I think she got them.
So you're 5 miles away from Port Knight. 5 miles away from Port Knight. Is that correct? Over. Gulf Harbour Radio, Gracias is 5 miles away from Port Knight. Over.
Yeah, thanks for that. Believe it or not, I can just copy them. Gracias. So a very good evening, Dave, Lorna and Mike. And I've got you here, and just for the record, that is about 35 degrees 40 and 17445. And according to this, I've got about a northwest 20. Paul, could you just ask them what is the wind strength and direction, please? Over.
Gracias. What is your wind speed and direction? Over.
25 northwest.
Roger that. Gulf Harbour Radio, they have 25 knots from northwest. 25 knots from northwest.
Oh, that's good because that basically is we're just going into that according to what I'm looking at. So the models I'm looking at GFS. So it sounds like they might be copied. I might put the microphone to David. Just you don't want to at the moment? No, he's just looking.
I will, but I can't jump around like that.
He can't jump around when I'm talking because of the RF in the radio room. I'll just put it back to you. Did I understand you correctly, Paul, that you saw a dogfish over?
Yes, Roger that. We saw a dogfish tuna over.
Oh, that would be interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to look that one up. I think I've seen a picture somewhere, but they're a rather strange-looking fish, aren't they, over?
Sorry for that. It's actually a dog tuna. I mixed that up. It's a dog tuna over.
Oh, a dog-tooth tuna. Okay. Yeah, David says yes. Boy, you're really into the tunas there. Boy, they will be... You'll have to find some people to eat your tuna. Anyway, here's David with some information for those that have left.
I don't know how she got dogfish out of this. I was wondering whether it barked or what is that? I don't think the fish bark, do they? Anyway, at 4 nights, yeah, it's blowing 25, 30 knots. Basically, west-northwest. Most of the models are agreeing about that. For Gracias. Taking a look at Friday, pretty much the same. Going into Saturday, we're looking at southwest winds. Good direction for Gracias. Maybe 15 knots, that type of thing. So that'll be good news. But that's changing on Sunday. On Sunday, headwinds. They're following water music's concept of getting north, headwinds. And that's for Sunday, and they're not heavy. They're probably in the neighborhood of 10 knots, 10 to 15 knots like that. And then Monday, we're back to headwinds again. And depending upon what the latitude is, we're looking at about 15 to 20 knots out of the north-northeast. So that's for Monday, and that's pretty much as far as we really want to go with these models. Basically, due to the fact that they're not going to be accurate much past that. But the overall view is headwinds after that. So Tuesday, Wednesday, it's, I'm afraid, on the nose. Not much you could do about it. I would not describe this as a brilliant weather window to go north, but boy, oh boy, I guess the idea of drinks with umbrellas in them is appealing. So here's Trish.
All right, let's get back to serious stuff here. And good evening to Gracias. If you can copy us, you folk. Interesting that I could just pick you up with a bit of help from the north there. Thanks, Paul. Okay, is there anybody else wanting to make contact? Please call now. Oh, did you talk to Paul about the when you're going to get the southeast winds? No, I don't think David responded to Somerset about when they're going to hopefully not get southeast winds. I'll put it back to him.
Yeah, Paul, I'm afraid I don't have good news in that regard. From where you are up in that area and down to the lower Lao, it's all southeast. Boy, it's virtually every day between now and I'm looking actually at some French modeling, which is interesting. But even on Tuesday, the French are calling off 20 knots out of the southeast. 20 knots out of the southeast. And Sunday, backing it up a bit, lighter, much lighter, about 15 knots, but still southeast. And then looking at, just looking at Saturday, what they've got to say, up where you are, it's sort of east-southeast, but towards the mid to lower Lao group, it's definitely southeast winds, a good hard southeast as far as direction. Winds not that strong, about 15, but this is normal. This is absolutely normal. So sometimes you just have to grit and bear it and just go for it when it starts to get light. And as far as light air, it's actually quite light tomorrow, according to the French. You're looking at about 10 knots. 10 knots. Still east, southeast, southeast. But that's about the lightest day for the next week is tomorrow. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Just gonna check the wind for tomorrow. Yeah, we definitely want to head down because Loma you can spend easily 4 weeks there. It's a huge island, so there's not much to see up north where we are now. So we really want to head down there, and we might have to motor and just get it done. Over.
Yes. Yep, little light in the load. Over.
What?
Yes. Well, I know you folk in catamarans don't like to use fuel, but yeah, that might be the case.
Of course.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see what you decide tomorrow, and tomorrow night will tell us what you do decide. But yes, if you're going to be there a while, and you might as well bite the bullet and go for it, if that's the lightest day that there is. Okay. Oh well. Good luck on that decision. Anybody else? No, nothing heard. Thank you for the call to Gracias, and we will be back tomorrow with. There's another probably dozen boats leaving tomorrow, despite leaving on a Friday. But we'll wait and see. Some might delay it until Saturday. It's certainly not exactly the best window in the world, but then again, I know some of you are very desperate to leave the wind and the rain and the cold. So we'll wait and see. It is the long weekend tomorrow, by the way. This is Queen's birthday weekend, the infamous Queen's birthday weekend. And there are a lot of celebrations going on in her dominion because of her Jubilee events that have started in the UK. So I'll just pass the microphone for one more word from the boss.
Huh. I'm the boss, huh? I don't think so. I'm looking at the boss. Yeah, the long-range forecast, for those who haven't left yet, looking at Met Service, they come up with, every month, they come up with a monthly outlook. And their idea of the first couple of weeks in June are quite a few frontal bands are going to cut right through New Zealand due to depressions in the Tasman and southern Tasman. We are, in terms of the ENSO cycle, I'm a big believer on cycles when it comes to talking about climate. And while there's a lot of talk about La Nina, the La Nina is about dead. We're looking at neutral. 7 models are used to predict the ENSO cycle, and all 7, at the last time I looked at it, which was a day or so ago, are predicting ENSO neutral conditions starting in June and into July and August and so forth. So in terms of a La Nina, you might as well forget about it, including the weather conditions that are associated with that. So that's the story from the Met Service. That's what they think. And that's it for me.
Yeah, well, I can see why people want to just get going and deal with these headwinds, taking the water music lead. Okay, everybody, enjoy your night, and we will be back again tomorrow at 5:15 to see what people have decided to do tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night. We're clear.